Alright, good afternoon everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to be solving the B and the E, and the B says that we should construct the quadratic equation that has the squares of the original root of this equation. And the original root of the equation, AS squared plus BS plus C, is what? Alpha and beta. But the one we want to construct now has the roots alpha square and beta square. So that's what we're going to be doing. So we start from the ones we know to the ones we don't know. And I'm going to be solving this thing using two methods. And the first method is the one that is this one that alpha plus beta is equal to what? Minus B over A, and alpha beta is equal to C over A. So now, next one we're going to be doing, what we want to do now is alpha square plus beta square and alpha square multiplied by beta square, which is what? Alpha square alpha beta all square, which is what? C square over A square. So now, what is the next thing we're going to do? This alpha plus beta square, is it equals to minus B square over A squared? No. Why is it not equal to this? Because I know that alpha square plus beta square has this alpha plus beta all square minus 2 alpha beta. So that when we finish, we have that when we open this bracket, we have alpha square plus beta square plus 2 alpha beta, then minus 2 alpha beta to be equal to what? Alpha plus beta all squared. You see that? So this is what we are going to be using. We're going to be using this instead of this. So alpha square plus beta square is equal to alpha plus beta all square minus 2 alpha beta. So now we have our alpha plus beta, and our alpha plus beta is minus B over A. So that alpha square plus beta square is equal to what? Minus B over A all squared minus 2 alpha beta, which implies that, you remember that our alpha beta is what? C over A. So this implies that we have that alpha square plus beta square is equal to B square over A square minus 2C over A. So the next thing we are going to do now is say this is equal to, now alpha square plus beta square is now equal to this, which is the LCM of these two is A square, which is B square minus 2AC. So now we have that our alpha square is this, and this one is equal to this. So we can now form our quadratic equation. So the quadratic equation that is required for us to form is what? X square minus bracket open B square minus 2AC over A square, then plus C square over A square equal to 0. So when you multiply all through by A square, we'll have A square plus A square X square, then plus bracket open 2AC minus B square, then plus C square equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation we want to form. So let us solve this using the other method. And the other method says x minus alpha square x plus x minus beta square. So we open this bracket, we have x square plus s square minus x alpha squared x, which is x alpha square minus x beta square plus alpha beta, which is equal to 0. And furthermore we have x square plus minus alpha square plus beta square all in x plus alpha beta, with alpha square beta square equal to 0. So the next one we're going to do now is which is x square minus alpha square beta square is what? We open a chain bracket. This will have that it is alpha plus beta all squared minus 2 alpha beta all in x, then plus alpha squared beta squared now equal to 0. This implies that what we're going to have now is x squared minus the chain bracket open alpha plus beta is equal to minus b over a, which is minus b over a all squared, then minus 2c over a chain bracket close, then plus c squared over a squared equal to 0. So the next one we're going to do, this is equal to, this implies that x squared minus bracket open b squared over a squared minus 2c over a is equal to c squared, plus c squared over a squared is equal to 0. So that implies that x squared minus bracket open a squared b squared minus 2ac plus c squared over a squared is equal to 0. So now let us make this equation look more beautiful by multiplying all through by a. So we now have that a squared x squared then plus 2ac minus b squared plus c squared is equal to 0. So this is the quadratic equation we want to obtain, and this equation and this equation are the same. So any method you want to use, you can use, and you must surely get to the same answer. So without wasting much time, we go over to E. And E says that we should find c in this quadratic equation, x squared plus cx plus c is equal to 0. And the root that we are going to be working with is what? Alpha and half of what? Alpha. So remember that alpha plus beta is equal to 1 minus b over a, and alpha multiplied by beta is equal to c over a. If you have already known this, what we're going to do now is what? Since the root we are going to be working with is alpha plus half of alpha to be equal to minus b over a, is not going to give us minus b over a, it's going to give us minus c over a now, and alpha multiplied by 1 over 2 alpha is going to give us what? C over a. And the coefficient of a here is 1. Coefficient of a is 1, so we are going to be working with 3 over 2 alpha to be equal to minus c and 1 over 2 alpha squared is equal to what? C. So we have two equations here, 3 over 2 alpha to be equal to minus c, and 1 over 2, and okay, to be equation 1, and 1 over 2 alpha squared to be equal to c to be equation 2. So we are looking for, actually you can solve this using two methods. 3 over 2 alpha, you can make alpha the sort of formula. When you evaluate it in equation 2, you carry out everything, or you make c the sort of formula. So here now, c is already the sort of formula, so I can put it anywhere I want. So here now, c is the sort of formula in equation 1, so I'll put it in equation 2. So I'll say 3, I'll now say 3 over 2 alpha is equal to negative 1 over 2 alpha squared. So furthermore, this is going to give me 3 over 2 alpha is equal to minus 1 over 2 alpha squared. Now this can divide this out. What I'm left with here is 3 alpha to be equal to what? 3 alpha to be equal to alpha squared to be equal to negative alpha squared. So this implies that when alpha divides both sides, I'll have that 3 is equal to negative what? Alpha, which implies that alpha is equal to minus what? 3. And if alpha is equal to minus 3, we are going to check. I will now say in equation 1, equation 1. In equation 1, I have that 3 over 2 alpha is equals to minus c. So, but what's my alpha? My alpha is minus 3. My alpha is minus 3. So, 3 over 2 multiplied by minus 3 is equals to minus c, which is equals to minus 9 over 2 is equals to minus c, which implies that c is equals to 9 over 2. Let me check in equation 2. In equation 2, 1 over 2 alpha square is equals to c, and what is my alpha? My alpha is minus 3, so 1 over 2 bracket minus 3 square is equals to c, which implies that 9 over 2 is equals to c. So the answer there is what, that c is equals to 9 over 2, and that is how I got it. Thank you, and my name is Algebraic. Please do like, subscribe to this channel, and if there's any correction, don't fail to put it down in the comment box below. And if I did well, just don't fail to give me a thumbs up. Thank you, and do have a nice day.